Hi there. My name is Annmarie Cantrell, and I'm excited to be part of this Roots of Healing conference. My background is as an early intervention specialist, and I worked with young children with special needs for about 20 years. In the 1990s is when I started. And there were so many kids that I began to work with who were being diagnosed with autism, and this was very new to me. And I just kind of dove right in, and I loved working with these children. And when I was working with them for about 5 or 6 years, I actually became very ill. And it was something that allopathic medicine could not help me with. And what I realized was that my body and my immune system were shutting down. And I went to an integrative physician, and she told me that a lot of what I was experiencing was because of the food that I was eating, that my digestion was off, and that I had what was called a leaky gut. And the leaky gut was causing this also leaky brain barrier. And I was experiencing anxiety and depression. And the way she helped me begin to heal all of this was actually through food. And I needed to look at the food that I was eating. So I began on this journey as food as medicine, right? Because I didn't want to go on any of the drugs. And what I began to notice while I was working with children was that they were experiencing some of the same symptoms that I was experiencing. But I was in my late 20s, and I could tell somebody like, you know what, I just ate sugar and now I want to go take a nap. I'm so exhausted, I can't keep my eyes open, right? But I was watching these children who weren't communicating through their voices, but communicating through their behaviors. And I would see that they were like eating something, and 20 minutes later, they'd be breaking out in red patches on their cheeks. They'd have dark circles under their eyes. Their ears were turning red. They started to get into all sorts of trouble because they were literally wailing on other kids. And it was this big aha moment for me, because I thought, wait a second, these kids look just like me. And I know what I'm experiencing and what my body's experiencing. And how is it different for this 2-year-old child? It's probably not. So I began to look into the biomedical interventions for autism, which really look at autism as this immune disorder that affects the body, the gut, and the brain. And I ran with it. And part of my mission after that was to really help families with children with this diagnosis or all of these symptoms really step back and understand how important food is in their healing. And, you know, their healing can be anything from they're sleeping better at night, so they're able to, function the next day. Their bodies don't hurt as much. They're not having headaches. And so really that's my mission. And that's what I'm going to be talking about at this conference in August, is how we use food as medicine. And the really important things that I'm going to be talking about is it's not enough to just remove foods from the diet. Like, there's all these, I'm going to say fads, and they're not really fads, but gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, sugar-free, like all of those things have their place, and those things need to be removed. But what I see lacking is that families don't understand that we also need to work on the repair of the gut, the digestive system, in order to help repair the immune system and the brain. And those are things that are very rarely talked about. So that is going to be the focus of my talk, and I'm really excited to be able to do it.